The Diddy trial has officially kicked off and is already turning into quite the spectacle. From what's being reported, the judge isn't cutting him any slack and things are looking increasingly grim for the music mogul. When we dive into the charges he's facing, it's clear why there's so much attention on this case. The RICO charges alone could potentially land him a life sentence, with the additional allegations potentially adding another 15 years based on how things are unfolding. His legal team certainly has their work cut out for them. One of the first major developments that caught everyone's attention was when reports emerged about Diddy's defense strategy. According to TMZ, his lawyers are considering playing what essentially amounts to an insanity card. They've apparently lined up a Columbia professor to testify about Diddy's mental state during the alleged crimes, suggesting he wasn't fully cognizant of his actions due to being under the influence. This is quite telling about where they think this case is headed. The prosecution isn't having any of it, though. They've pointed out that this doctor never actually examined Diddy personally and would just be drawing parallels based on experience with other people. It's a strategy that seems desperate to many observers, essentially acknowledging the acts occurred but arguing diminished capacity. When defense teams pull this move, it's often viewed as something of a last resort. As for the trial itself, it's happening in federal court, which means we won't get the live stream spectacle many were hoping for after following cases like Depp versus Heard. No cameras are allowed, so we're relying on courtroom sketches and journalist reports to paint the picture of what's happening inside. And those sketches are revealing quite a transformation in Diddy's appearance. After 8 months in detention, the once polished music mogul is showing significant signs of stress. His hair has grayed considerably, and he's now wearing glasses. The toll of being behind bars after living a life of luxury is written all over his face and demeanor. In a telling moment during jury selection, he actually had to request a bathroom break, telling the judge, "I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm a little nervous today." It's a stark contrast to the powerful industry figure we're used to seeing. What's really raising eyebrows is how this trial is already pulling in other celebrities. During jury selection, potential jurors were asked about their familiarity with various high-profile names who might come up during the proceedings. One surprising addition to that list was Michael B. Jordan, whose name has generally remained untouched by scandal throughout his career. According to court documents, the connection appears to stem from an alleged flirtation between Jordan and Cassie Ventura back in 2015 while she was shooting a movie in Cape Town. When Diddy found out, he allegedly called and threatened the actor, leaving him shaken enough to urge Cassie to contact Diddy. The Jordan connection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to celebrities being dragged into this legal drama. The jury pool was also questioned about their familiarity with Kid Cudi, Kanye West, Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, actors Mike Myers and Lauren London, plus former Bad Boy Records artist Don Richard. While we don't yet have full details on why all these names are surfacing, what we do know about Kid Cudi's situation paints a disturbing picture. According to Cassie's lawsuit, she had a brief relationship with Kid Cudi during a rough patch with Diddy in 2011. When Diddy discovered emails between them upon returning from a trip, he allegedly became enraged and violent. The lawsuit claims he attacked Cassie, who fled to Kid Cudi's home for safety. But that wasn't the end of it. The most shocking allegation is that during Paris Fashion Week in February 2012, Diddy reportedly told Cassie he planned to blow up Kid Cudi's car, making sure Cudi and his friends were home when it happened. Around that time, Cudi's car actually did explode in his driveway, which Cassie described as a terrifying realization of what Diddy was willing and capable of doing to those who crossed him. These allegations go well beyond typical celebrity drama, potentially implicating Diddy in serious criminal activity. The fact that these claims are now being examined in a federal court context shows just how high the stakes have become. If evidence supports these allegations, it could be devastating for his defense. The trial is expected to last about 8 weeks, and the jury selection process itself has revealed just how complex this case will be. With so many potential witnesses and incidents spanning many years, the prosecution has a lot of ground to cover. And from early indications, they seem well prepared to present a comprehensive case against the music mogul. For Diddy himself, the experience of sitting through this trial must be surreal. After decades of being one of the most powerful figures in the entertainment industry, a man who could make or break careers with a phone call, he's now at the mercy of the justice system. His appearance in court, nervous and physically changed, reveals how dramatically his circumstances have shifted. The contrast between his past lifestyle and current reality couldn't be more stark. This is someone who hosted legendary white parties in the Hamptons, built a business empire spanning music, fashion, and spirits, and regularly socialized with the elite of entertainment, sports, and politics. Now, he's requesting bathroom breaks and appearing visibly shaken in a federal courtroom. What's particularly interesting about this case is how it's forcing a reevaluation of decades of industry behaviors and power dynamics. Many of the allegations describe incidents that supposedly occurred while Diddy was at the height of his influence, suggesting deprecation of behavior that went unchecked because of his status. As the trial unfolds, we're likely to hear more about how this power was allegedly wielded behind the scenes. The lack of cameras in the courtroom might actually be intensifying public interest rather than diminishing it. Without being able to watch proceedings directly, people are hungry for any details emerging from inside. Each new sketch, each reporter's account, and each revelation about potential witnesses becomes fodder for intense speculation and discussion online. The mystery surrounding what exactly is being said in that courtroom only adds to the case's allure. What's becoming increasingly clear is that this trial represents more than just the fate of one man. It's exposing the shadow side of celebrity culture and the music industry. The allegations against Diddy paint a picture of an environment where power was abused and silence was maintained through intimidation and threats. It's forcing many to confront uncomfortable questions about what they knew and what they chose to ignore. The jury's composition will be crucial in determining how these allegations are received. Finding jurors who can remain impartial when dealing with a figure of Diddy's stature is challenging enough, but when you add in all the celebrity connections, it becomes even more complicated. Many potential jurors likely have preconceived notions about the case based on media coverage alone, making the selection process particularly delicate. For Diddy's legal team, they're facing an uphill battle. The proposed mental capacity defense suggests they're already considering strategies that acknowledge wrongdoing but attempt to mitigate responsibility. It's a risky approach, especially given the breadth and severity of the charges. If they can't convince the jury that Diddy lacked the mental capacity to understand his actions, they'll need to directly counter the mountain of allegations and evidence the prosecution appears ready to present. The prosecution, meanwhile, seems confident in their case. Their dismissal of the mental capacity defense as irrelevant suggests they believe they have enough concrete evidence to secure a conviction regardless. They're methodically setting the stage for what could be a devastating presentation of Diddy's alleged crimes and misconduct. What's particularly noteworthy is how this case might impact others in the industry. If prominent figures like Michael B. Jordan and Kid Cudi end up testifying about their experiences with Diddy, it could encourage others to come forward with their own stories. There's a sense that this trial could be just the beginning of a larger reckoning within entertainment circles. The emotional toll on everyone involved shouldn't be underestimated either. For Cassie Ventura, seeing her allegations finally addressed in court after years of alleged abuse must bring complicated feelings. For the other celebrities potentially being drawn into testimony, having to publicly recount threatening or uncomfortable interactions with someone as powerful as Diddy requires considerable courage. As the weeks progress, we'll undoubtedly learn more about the extent of the allegations and the strength of the evidence supporting them. But regardless of the outcome, the revelations from this trial are already permanently altering how many view Diddy and his legacy. The empire he built over decades could crumble in a matter of weeks if the jury finds the evidence compelling. For now, all eyes remain on that federal courtroom, watching as one of music's most influential figures fights for his freedom and reputation. The gray-haired, nervous man in the courtroom sketches bears little resemblance to the powerful mogul, who once seemed untouchable. It's a stark reminder that no amount of wealth or influence can ultimately place someone beyond the reach of justice if the evidence against them is strong enough. Whether this turns out to be accountability finally catching up to years of alleged misconduct or a case built on shaky foundations remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the entertainment industry is watching closely, and the ripple effects of this trial will be felt for years to come.